Give me a 10 megapixel camera and I'll still give you a gallery quality print. Because it's not about megapixels, it's about emotions. And no one hangs pixels on their walls. They hang moments that matter. In this video, I'm going to show you how to stop wasting money chasing specs and start creating images that deserve to be printed big. Every year, photographers spend thousands of dollars for high megapixel cameras, thinking it will finally make their work look better. I do the same, but I don't go for high megapixels. I go for stabilization. I go for color depth. I go for pixel quality. Things that actually matter. Because here's what they don't tell you. High megapixels don't just cost you more money, they cost you time. They slow down your editing. They flood your hard drives. They make your editing so stressful. And worst of all, they make you feel like you have to justify the upgrade by cropping in harder, zooming in more, and thinking bigger is always better. But it doesn't have to be that way. I have printed a 6-foot gallery quality print with a 10 megapixel image. This video will show you that you don't have to focus on high megapixels. Instead, focus on sharpness, focus on the emotions, focus on the feelings. Now, don't get me wrong. There is a good reason to have a high megapixel camera. It's definitely not for a print. It's only for cropping. That's it. If you're a wildlife photographer or you're shooting a fast, unpredictable subject, you will not always nail the composition in the camera. I don't always, and that's where extra resolution can help recover the photograph. But here's the part nobody talks about. Most of us crop because we are unsure, not because we have planned the photograph that way. And honestly, megapixels won't fix that. There's a better solution that puts your vision back in charge. Later on in this video, I'm going to show you one of my best-selling gallery prints that I shot with a 20 megapixel camera, but I cropped it and used just 10 megapixels. You will see it with your own eyes. Alright guys, part number 1. What printers actually use? I print my artwork with a master printer called Frank. He works for a company called Pitco based in Brooklyn, New York. For prints over 6 feet, he uses the Swiss Q UV printer. It's one of the best in the business. But here's the thing, Frank has never ever asked me about megapixels on a large print order. He never looks at the print and says to me, is this 45 megapixel? Is it 60 megapixel? Is it 10 megapixel? But here's something that he always, without a fail, asks me. Is it sharp where it needs to be? That's it. Because once a print crosses a certain size, it's no more about spec, it's about how it feels at a distance. Alright guys, part number 2. Viewing distance equals fewer pixels. The further you stand from the print, the less resolution your eye needs to see the details. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you the viewing distance chart. Here it is. So for a 6-foot print viewed from across the room, you only need 100 dpi to make it look sharp. Compare that to a magazine where you need 300 dpi, but nobody's watching a large wall print at a 12-inch distance. In my experience, even 100 dpi is more than enough to create a gallery quality print if your image is exposed and composed properly. Alright guys, so I'm sitting in my gallery and this buyer walks in. She walks over to an image that I know the megapixel count on that image is very, very low. And she keeps making a phone call and talking to this person and saying, yeah, but I think it's gonna sit on this entire wall. And when she said entire wall, I went, oh my God. She walks over to me and she's like, do you think you can print this at 8 feet by 12 feet? I say, I will try. I am not sure if I can print it that large. I call up my printer and he says, let's run some tests. I think this file was no more than 15, 16 megapixels in any case. So we run a test. I call her back. I only give her a part of my image just to see if she's happy with the pixels, because when I took it to my printer turned around and said to me, I can see the pixels. Now, mind you, I could see the pixels too because we had to blow it up that much. But when I showed it to the client, she was happy, right? She was really, really happy with it. I wasn't happy. I wasn't satisfied. I said, she's spending so much money. I need to help her out and give her something amazing. So what do? I run a test with 4 feet by 6 feet, but it wasn't the entire image either. It was just the faces of the horses. I showed it to her and she looked at the image and she's like, that's amazing. I don't understand what is wrong with it. I said, no, there's nothing wrong, but I'm just trying to show it to you so this way you can feel satisfied with what you're getting. After I call up the printer and I say, okay, she liked it. He still insisted. He says, no, we are not going to print this. Bring her to my printing facility. I made an appointment with her. She came back. I took her to the printer. We printed the whole thing, and before mounting and putting it on the plexiglass and so on and so forth, I had her look, check, and feel satisfied before we went ahead and did that. Because for me, it was pixelated. For my printer, it was pixelated. But for my client, she was very happy. She could not even see the pixels. I mean, I was pointing the pixels to her and she's like, I don't see it. I don't see it. Bottom line, it's us, the artists. We worry more about pixels than the clients do. So please stop worrying. Worry about exposure. Worry about getting a sharp, perfect image with emotions. All right, guys, part 3. What clients actually care about. In all the years that I've been shooting, printing, and selling my fine art prints, not one of my client has ever come to me and spoken to me about megapixels. But you know what they ask? Will this look beautiful in my place? Can we go bigger? Can I get more of this? You know why? Because they're not buying spec. They're buying emotion. They're buying the moment. They're buying the subject. They're buying the feelings. And they're buying the story. That's what they want in their space, in their homes, in their offices. Not megapixels. They don't care about megapixels. So I was in France, and while I'm shooting, I'm saying to myself, I wish I had a longer lens. I shot it with a 20 megapixel camera and I came back to New York. I put it into the computer and I'm like, okay, this is where it's going to look the best. So I cropped it the way it would look the best. After cropping, I must have thrown away at least 50% of it. And now I'm left with 10 megapixels, literally. I am cringing and cringing and cringing because I love the image. The emotion was there, the lighting, the composition, everything was there. It was, for me, it was amazing. So what did? I take it and I send an email blast out to all my clients like, hey guys, I came back and this is what I have. I don't know why I didn't think about the orders that would come in. All of a sudden, I get these 3 emails and all the buyers are interested. And to create more tension, they want bigger prints. 4 feet by 6 feet, 6 feet by 9 feet. And I'm saying to myself, how am I going to do this? Bottom line, to this day, we have sold a lot of these prints. They look amazing. They feel really, really good. That explains why megapixels don't matter much in printing. Alright guys, part number 4. This is where I'm going to show you the image that I literally shot with a 20 megapixel camera, but after cropping, 10 megapixels. I did upscale a little bit. I did, but it was a sharp, well-lit image. And I can now create a 4 feet by 6 feet gallery quality print with absolutely no problems whatsoever. You know what? This image has soul. It hangs in many collectors' homes, spaces, office, and so on. This is one of the pieces that I'm really, really proud of. Not because of its spec, but because how it makes my clients feel. If this video has given you clarity and saved you from spending thousands in chasing specs, drop a comment below and let me know which camera you use and what's the biggest print you have made out of it. Your work does not need more megapixels. it needs confidence, it needs heart, and it needs to be shared. And speaking about sharing, here's what I want to share with you guys. I am going to Minnesota to photograph the white American pelican. Now, mind you, the subject is white. So what do you think I should do with my camera? Should I open up or should I reduce my exposure depending on what my camera is saying? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.